Hello everyone, here's my work in progress presentation. My research question is, could soft power be a signifier of a subtle hegemony that marginalizes the ideology of a place? Through analyzing Sihanouk's current shifting landscape under political manipulation, how could we use semi-fictional design to decoding the nationalist narration within the graphic context? Research intention. Soft power in politics is the ability to attract and co-opt rather than coerce. It also is China's fundamental political strategy in recent years. While it gradually expanded its national brand's influences in the international arena, the hegemony under soft power forms a more subtle and invisible version. Especially in those marginalized regions, China actively assists developing areas in investment and construction, which initiated to build a better future jointly. But in the rising complicated social and political environment, what could be further critical implication of this ideally win-win situation? The project aimed to analyze and critically look into the soft power in Chinese political intervention and its physicalization in a place, reflecting on the marginalization of international intervention to the ideology of the small nation. My questions start with curious about narrations of international propaganda and how it implying our knowledge of the facts. After exploring narratives in different countries, I gradually turned to analyze the nationalism propaganda in my homeland. During the process, I investigate the layout of political images, case studying Chinese recent political strategies, to explore the physicalized but invisible of the soft power in other places, and analyzing how the monument as well the placemaking could be a physical metaphor and its represent ideology. I received new ideas and methodologies from the past experiments and from many participants' practices. At present, I narrow down my research background to a specific place, Sihanoukville, a city that undergoing irreversible changes due to Chinese investment recent year. A special economic zone planted by China as Cambodia's largest import and export trade zone in the future is now dubbed as China's largest overseas casino and Little Shenzhen. While the local sceneries and lives are shifting rapidly, also the symbols and marks of another nation's characteristic are eroded the place's fragile ideology. I decided to focus on three key contents: the political narration around Sihanoukville, the landmark statue of the place and its shifting surrounding, the changing perspectives from public towards the place. For the format, I explore both the government announcement as a media to conclude different voices from public, and the physical symbol to represent the transforming ideology of the place. The publication focuses on the landmark statue of Sihanoukville and its shifting surrounding landscape in recent years. The text collects when the Belt and Road Initiative started, the joint segment signed by China and Cambodia, the country where the place belonged, in 2016, combining the shifting perspective from the public since the place has changed. The images of the statue also layouted in chronological order. I test the idea of voice from public, intervene and interrogate the promising political initiative, respond to the shifting scenery. The monument symbolizes the physicalization of a region's political representation and collective ideology. In that case, I used 3D software, rebuilt the statue, and gave it new skins. The image represents two perspectives. One is from Chinese propaganda, another is from public photos and international media online. The rebuild of the statue interrogates the locals' ideology's fragility and plasticity in the current political transaction within the graphic context. At the moment, the publication tested how graphic design could make the conflicts and intervention between the masses' attitude towards the changes in the place and the fiction's official rhetoric, while the image serves as a witness. In the following up, I will continue to study how the current nationalist propaganda portrays this place and its promising development, because it is not only the locals who are affected by soft power, but also the Chinese people who are eager to develop their lives In recent years, the bubble created by Chinese officials attracted many Chinese with full of expectation for the place. People who are developing in these areas are usually small business, companies with construction projects, and a large part of the working class who are not well educated and eager to make a living. But the winners of political games are often elites and speculators. Affected by the pandemic, many business owners and project managers have returned to China, leaving behind projects that have been shelved, empty luxury buildings, and many Chinese workers. And these changes, in reality, are almost inaccessible on the government propaganda. Inspired by the Atlas Group, I could not recall how I got here. I think the fictitious or semi-fictional design method is a more suitable way for approach reality and fill the missing from authoritative announcement. My plan is based on the attitude and experiments of different people towards the area, and the description of the development of the place based on official propaganda. To do several short fictional writing around this landmark statue and its surrounding changes. The protagonists of short stories play different jobs but all related to the space changes, metaphor for the transformation of here under the influence of such soft power. After the 3D model test, I will keep the Golden Lion statue as a symbol of the local brands and ideology, people's different interpretation of the statue with the local changes, which I think is also meant for what kind of power behind the statue decides its representation and value. I will try to use projection to combine the physical statue and the changing circumstances to find more possibility of this format. I hope not be limited to the actualization of the statue. In the later stage, I will try to explore new buildings and businesses built around the statue, such as signboard, snack carts, to match the identity of each character in the fictional writing, and print them out in 3D for video mapping test. Here's my temporary timetable. That's all so far. Looking forward to comments and feedback. Thank you.